Okay, Islam. This is part two of November 21st, 2021. And Imani, I would like for you to read again the Kabbalion in reference to the definition of telepathy.
But the Hermetic teachings go much further than do those of modern science. They teach that all manifestation of thought, emotion, reason, will, or desire, or any mental state of or condition, are accompanied by vibrations, a portion of which are thrown off, and which tend to affect the minds of other persons by induction. This is the principle which produces the phenomena of telepathy, mental influence, and other forms of the action and power of mind over mind, with which the general public is rapidly becoming acquainted, owing to the wide dissemination of occult knowledge by the various schools, cults, and teachers along these lines at this time. Every thought, emotion, or mental state has its corresponding rate and mode of vibration, and by an effort of the will of the person or of other persons, these mental states may be reproduced, just as the musical tone may be reproduced by causing an instrument to vibrate at a certain rate, just as color may be reproduced in the same way. By a knowledge of the principle of vibration, as applied to mental phenomena, one may polarize his thoughts at any degree he wishes, thus gaining a perfect control over his mental states, moods, etc.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to continue. Okay. When I was I still I'm on Arrington-Bey. That's Imani Gray Bay, and once again, we're continuing part two. So as I was earning money at Burger King, I was so thankful to have a job at Burger King, but I started to notice extremely odd behavior, like I was saying before in the first video, and I used my phone as a celestial, natural, divine celestial being. I am spiritual, as a spiritual psychic woman. I use my cell phone to articulate, and knowing the difference between the spiritual and physical plane, and using the spirit of truth to differentiate, to help me differentiate and stay balanced within. So when I give testimony, I'm going to make sure if it's spiritual, I'm going to make sure I say spiritual. If it's physical, make sure I say physical. Because I had to document, I've been documenting on what happened on the physical plane, but also I saw spiritually what was going on. Islam. So, because of what I was experiencing on the physical plane that I knew was a violation of my constitutional rights. A lot of times, sometimes I would just, I realized I would just do this, just anything to just maintain a mental balance where I don't lash out, Islam, lash out in an unhealthy, imbalanced manner. So I remember, so many times I just do this, so I don't lash out in a healthy, imbalanced manner, because behavior first starts with thoughts. Thoughts are connected to emotions, and emotions then connects with your behavior. And so that which studied behavior, study thoughts, and also study the mind, which will be the military, the Navy, or the police, and they supposed to be naturalized. And so we definitely, if you have naturalized, and if you have those that are behaving in a terrorist manner, then they are unnaturalized. Would know this. Not only that, you have average citizens who also know if they have been demonstrating these behaviors in that telepathic world for a long time. So they will know how to cause a citizen, a true American citizen, or a celestial being to behave on the physical plane that seem to be imbalanced, where they can then use lawful and legalities against them, knowing that 9 times out of 10 that person, or not person, or that citizen, true American citizen, or that being was attacked spiritually and mentally, that caused them to behave in a manner that was not um 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 healthy on the physical plane. Islam. And so I'm glad I brought this up, because a lot of things for that I experienced earning money at Burger King on the physical plane. I really didn't understand. I really was cautious about how to articulate it and articulate both sides, because I, as a spiritual woman, saw the spiritual side, but then definitely the physical side. The natural law is spiritual and physical. The Constitution is spiritual and physical when you demonstrate these natural laws of freedom. So one of the things I realized in giving an example and going to spirituality, this just happened, and this has happened many times, but this just happened a few weeks ago. There's a regular black male, and once again, I'm not accusing anyone personally of having a telepathic code on this video, nor am I accusing anyone personally of being unnatural, filthy, and abomination on this video, okay? I am giving testimony as a spiritual psychic woman, what I have experienced, okay? Imani, do you reject the telepathic code?
Yes.
I too reject the telepathic code. Imani, do you know anyone personally here in Annapolis, Maryland?
No.
Have you implied you want to know anyone personally here in Annapolis, Maryland?
No.
I don't know anyone personally here, and nor have I implied. But when you're among an unclean, filthy, abomination group or a world, then you have to know and think of different ways of protection, because they rely on you being isolated, where they can continue to prey upon you and subjugate you to a manner where you are transformed, when you are going from one high state, a high state of thought and divinity, to a very low, filthy, abomination form of thought, which is connected to behavior. You are literally being transformed. So you're being transformed from your high divinity to a low, filthy abomination form. And that's what I was picking up on, and what I have experienced, and what I know is in existence here in Annapolis. But it's not just in Annapolis. It's happening in many places globally. So just a few weeks ago, this black male, he is a regular, and let me just say this, as a spiritual woman, being able to see the spiritual plane, the most filthiest, unclean spirits I have come across have been all that are unclean in spirit, but those that would be less likely that you would think was the African American black Negro. The reason why I say that is because it's easy to think, to look at something that's coming from a different landmass and not from the same landmass as you, and say, oh yeah, they're unclean and filthy. Or the pale skin, because through history it's been so much emphasis on the white man, the devil. But the most filthiest disease is very important to use that word disease, because this is true, have been the African American black Negro. That's outside of natural law. Now, not everyone, but that I am definitely speaking truth in reference to spirituality and being on a low frequency, a lower realm, Islam. Imani, would you ever? Well, let me start with me. Okay, what I'm gonna say for me, I would never befriend. Okay, lower my frequency, lower my divinity, befriend, engage, or amalgamate with an African American unclean, filthy, abomination spirit. If I was to do such, first of all, I would be breaking a covenant of the Most High. Secondly, I would not be of myself. Then you would know, my Moorish American Nation and family, Sheikh Dwayne Baffa, that I have been totally transformed. That means that which have been stalking the room, that is unclean, filthy, and abomination and disease, have literally taken over my mind, where I have lost my capacity to raise my frequency on a higher level of divinity. And I am now transformed to an animal, a beast. Islam. Imani, would you?
No.
Okay. Islam. And that's how all celestial divine beings should think and should be and should definitely demonstrate themselves. Islam. There is a frequency that is exuded with thoughts and behavior. And as a woman, a spiritual woman, and I'm speaking truth, the most unclean, filthy, abomination spirits I have experienced in Annapolis has been the African American black Negro. Okay. Then it was the Hispanic. Now the Hispanic and the African American Negro are on the same end, the pale skin, but I definitely emphasize on the black Negro because that would be the less likely one that you would think, because it's the TV, which is a live satellite. The live satellite is a spirit, which I believe is a satellite of our artificial intelligence outside of natural law. Okay? Use different forms of thought manipulations and to create different worlds so that it and that which serves it can stay in existence. It's the TV, which is one of the most filthiest form of information that you can probably experience. Okay? Watching it live is a satellite of artificial intelligence that is outside of natural law, that I believe also has partake in transforming millions into a different form of being that is outside of natural law. A different form of being on a low realm frequency. Animals and thought and beast. Animals. Literally. And this is in connection to a jurisdiction which some Moors call it Rome. They say that's Rome. I can see where the Rome come from, but it's the United States jurisdiction. If you say Rome, then I think Rome has definitely, like they speak of Rome in those times when it conquered many nations, one from place. So if you can think of the TV, which is one of the most filthiest form of information that you can indulge in when it's live, being in almost every country of the globe, where they are manipulating thoughts, creating different worlds, transforming people from their higher self of natural law to a low animal beast, low frequency, lower realm, then you can see how Rome has literally has waged war against Earth and the universe. Okay, literally have waged war against that which in natural law, which is the Earth and the universe. Okay, so let me continue. So I was at earning money at Burger King, and this black male who works for the police, or he usually get a police discount, and he works for the Circuit City. He's a regular black male. I was taking his order, and all of a sudden I heard a unclean spirit, black female accent, um, say something. I wasn't sure, but because once again I'm dealing with the spiritual realm, okay, and the physical plane. So on the spirit on and these spirits that are unclean can project their voice on the physical plane. That's why the camera in the middle of the night have picked up on them talking or feedback in this room. Islam, okay, because they, through the telepathic code, they have the ability to project their voice on the physical plane that can be heard. And so if you're walking around and you're hearing noise all around you, black Negro accents saying, I love you, brother. I love you, brother. He loves your son. No, she loves your son. Brother, 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 brother. I love you. I love you. He love you. That's your brother. That's your brother. So forth. And you're not able to articulate or put a shield of protection over yourself. You can literally become so imbalanced, and where you demonstrate yourself on the physical plane as being not only a threat to the population, but a threat to yourself. So anyway, literally I heard a black Negro female, which I've heard, like I hear around here, sound, because they have the ability, these unclean spirits that are unnatural and diseased, to demonstrate different tones in their voice. And sometimes I hear the black Negro female sounding like a sex talk. Brother, just talking really low. And my genitals start being attacked. And then a black Negro accent is talking in the room. The same black Negro male and female accent. So what are they trying to do? They trying to make me available so one of their filthy abomination spirits can penetrate. Okay? We are among animals, unclean, low frequency, and diseased beasts. So let me finish what I experienced. So I heard a female on a definitely it's like she projected her voice on a physical plane. I have never spoke about such things like this at Burger King. I'm going to say this, all right? Then I felt my nipple get was like a sensation on my nipple, and I felt a sexual sensation over me, and I could tell I was taking let me just say this. I was taking the officer who works for the circuit courts, I think he does, at least that's what I remember, order. And and that's all I can say. That's all I can say. And I just, what I did, because I've trained my genitals, I just kept working, because I knew what was going on. And this is not the first time in reference to black Negro males and females this has happened. So some of them, when this is happening, like animals, they say, take it. These are unclean spirits. Now this experience happened while I was earning money at Burger King. Okay. Let me see here. Many times, as a spiritual woman, as I'm earning money at Burger King, my genitals have been attacked many times, and it's been so odd because some of the regular customers that I was giving testimony about what I was hearing here at American Extended Stay was saying the same words that I was giving testimony about at American Extended Stay. I got them on video saying it. I have them on tape saying it. So what I did was gave myself time to be able to articulate what I was experiencing, because I knew in time the unclean, I'm not calling them unclean, but I just knew that which I see as unclean in spirit, or that which I give testimony about on a spiritual plane, also on the physical plane, would be able to be proven on the physical plane as well. Because once again, these unclean spirits who are connected to the unnaturalized United States military, Navy, Army, police, and average citizens, they have specialized, that have the telepathic code of how to subjugate those that are on a higher thought process, a higher thought, higher emotions, higher being than they are. And if they feel that they cannot seduce you, the next step is trying to make you feel so mentally imbalanced, where they either can lock you up by showing proof that you are a threat to yourself and to the population, or lock you up in a jail or psychiatric ward. So the next step, that's what they would try to do, or attack your children, like Imani has been being attacked, to make you lose it that way. Attack your children in the middle of the night. And this does sound animal, but it's truth. It is truth, and I am speaking 100% truth, and I'm keeping it 100. So anyway, no, getting back. So this sexual feeling I was feeling when I was taking this black male's order, that's a police officer. I had the thought of, because when I first came to Annapolis, I remember my genitals would be attacked so much sometimes, and I was getting a little sore on my clitoris, and I was like, okay, but then after I was doing my herbs and feeling, and it's like a frequency was rise, and then I never, even when I was attacked, nothing appeared on my clitoris. But I remember I was hearing the black males, a black male employee at Burger King. When I say attack, so this is a demonstration spiritually, those using the telepathic code to attack the clitoris to bring about dis-ease, or to activate a form of dis-ease that's on a physical plane. Okay? So, because remember, we are dealing with spirit, and we're dealing with an unnaturalized Navy, Army, police. Unnaturalized mean they're on a low frequency. So if they're on a low frequency, that means they on a beast animal thought process, state of mind. Okay? And their goal is to bring you down so that you will want to, or feel like there's some form of connection with one of them that's in Rome or the United States jurisdiction. So I was listening to a co-worker at Burger King. His name was Khalid. He hasn't worked there in a while. I don't know if he still works for Burger King or not. He has left and come back more than once that I've noticed, so I don't know. Speak about how there was a lot of venereal disease in Annapolis, herpes. When this sore would appear after my genitals being attacked, I would hear unclean spirits speak about how they still love me. Okay? how they still love me. These are mostly black, Negro, African American males. And then the Spanish speaking, Mexican, they could be from El Salvador, so forth. Okay? So Khalid was saying, he was just talking out loud on the front line about how there was a lot of herpes in Annapolis. He used the word herpes. And when he said herpes, I felt a 4 sharp pain around my ankle. And I said, ouch. And he said, Rhonda, did you say anything? I said, no, I didn't say nothing. I said, ouch, because I heard you speak of herpes, but I was not speaking. I was not involved in that conversation. I'm not in that conversation with you and the rest of the coworkers. I felt that was inappropriate to have at your place of work. Now, I want to once again remind you that when my genitals were attacked in a manner where a sore would appear, black Negro males, accents, all right, these are unclean, not just accents, but unclean spirits. I saw them visually. We'll be speaking about how he still loved you, how he, so forth, still wanting to be attacked, and the black Negro females. So that lets me know that they are infected. They are infected. Not only that, I would experience telepathically and see visuals of African American male unclean spirits speak about how it's nothing wrong with having warts. I have warts, something like that. Especially as as it seemed as though whatever that they were doing was not affecting my genitals anymore. And I kept speaking the healing over my mind and my body and the protection over my genitals. I would get this forced mental gauge, a black Negro male saying there's nothing wrong with having warts, genital warts, or virus or whatever. So this is in reference to unclean spirits and spirituality. Okay? Anyway, getting back, so the black Negro male, the police officer, I served him, and then, he left, but he is a regular. Let me finish. Let me go to another. So many times, so I've been working for Burger King since, since June of 2016, and I was experiencing 4 sharp pains. So as a healthy woman, spiritual woman, celestial being, I never experienced 4 sharp pains before. The first time I experienced the 4 sharp pains, I didn't know what to think of it. It happened while I was earning money at Burger King. A pale-skinned female would sit at the table with the other black males that implied to be connected to the Navy, the Army, the military, or work in the Navy and Army, or are in the Navy and Army, was there. And she would drop them off or sit there with them for hours at a time. And she, one day, I felt a 4 sharp pain, and I can't remember which side of my temporal now. It's been so long. I think it was this side. This would be my left. That's my right, but I think it was my left. But anyway, I documented it. And when I felt the 4 sharp pain, simultaneously, she said, "Pay y'all." Okay. I'm not accusing her of sending the 4 sharp pain, but what I'm doing is giving, because pain to the temporal is anything that's a dis-ease is spiritual. You feeling the pain, and they are able to have sensors to pick up when someone is in pain. The United States Navy, Army, doctors, scientists, they know when your chakras, when your body, your chemistry is off balance. They have sensors that can tell what's going on with a citizen in reference to their physiology, their health. So they have sensors that can pick up when a person is in pain, right? Or a citizen is in pain. And so that would demonstrate on the physical plane. But on the spiritual mental plane, I experienced the 4 sharp pain, which I don't have any sensors, but I can say ouch, which I bring forth on the physical plane, and I'm giving testimony. I'm experiencing 4 sharp pain in my left temporal. Now, when that happened, I didn't say ouch. I just continued to work, but I definitely give testimony about what I experienced. And once again, I'm not accusing her. I'm just giving testimony. Excuse me, I'll be right back. Okay, this is going to be the end of part 2. And now I'm going to do part 3.